Man, we got my guy Jesse. It just so happened to be RW's brother-in-law. This is the reason all this is happening out here, man. Jesse, tell the people like what you're doing and annually and all that.
This is our 4th annual Step Up to the Grill on Greenwood, and you know, it's growing each year. We have 21 contestants or competitors. The reason for that is because of the 1921 race massacre.
Amen.
And so we want to just honor the victims that was, you know, that travesty that happened back in 1921, man, and just trying to bring the people back together. You know, we didn't have a barbecue competition out in our community, so, you know, you got them, you know, in other places like Bixby and, you know, the surrounding towns, but we need one in our community. So we started 4 years ago. It's a total team effort. You know what I mean? Everybody just being a part of it, chipping in, sponsors, participants, you know, just the community coming out, man. So just showing a lot of love. So that's the reason why we started in the first place, and I'm glad to see us growing each and every year. And so that's just what it's about.
Man, appreciate you, Jesse.
Yeah, no
Thank
doubt.
you, bro. Yes, sir. Welcome back to our podcast, Talk of the Town 918 edition. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talk of the Town 918. We couldn't be at the barbershop today, but we had a special place, man. We at the Grill Cookoff on Greenwood, the Step Up Grill Car and Bike Show. We appreciate Jesse, man. We appreciate you, man, for having us.
Appreciate
your brother-in-law. And just so happened, Jesse's brother-in-law is a legend, a GOAT, a great RW McQuarters, one of the best to ever come out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. RW, when we first started this, bro, a lot of people was like, man, RW, you got to be your first guest, you know what I mean? You got to make it. I remember Hump, you know what I mean? Hump, like, man, you got to get RW on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do, though.
Yeah.
Hey, but
RW, real talk, though.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
We really appreciate you, bro, for even being here, taking out. And RW on the grill, too. So, check out some of his barbecue, too.
Yep.
So, we really should have went to go get some flowers just to give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
no,
sure.
Being for real, like, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Like, for real, you top. Yeah. When we talk, we got everybody. No, it could be 70 years from now. RW gonna be top 5 regardless.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So do us a favor. Take us through your childhood. Like, what got you into sports and all that?
Man, I think just growing up, I had 2 older sisters. So at that point, I was staying with my mom and my 2 sisters. My first sport was actually boxing.
Oh, okay.
I used to go to BC with Robert Baker. Robert Baker's left-handed guy was another Robert Baker over there. Rest in peace. I think he just passed away recently. He used to always wear the OU gear. Not that guy. It was another Robert Baker. They, you know, with boxing, we would go from BC to Amos T. Hall. Sometimes we would walk.
Okay.
And my mother, I guess at that time, she didn't want me boxing because of head injuries or whatever. So she sort of took me out, or like said I couldn't go anymore, or wouldn't take me to practice. So it was like, man, I got to do something. So I started playing football, but I started at the Maybe.
Oh, you was Maybe baby.
I was Maybe. I was a Mustang.
Okay.
All the way up until 6th grade. 6th grade, I went to Carver. 7th and 8th grade, I went to Monroe.
Oh, see, I thought you, okay.
I was a coach.
Why'd you leave Carver?
Honestly, man, I just my cousin and I, I don't know. I guess Carver at that time for us, 6th grade, you like, oh, it's too strict. My father lives out north around the corner from Monroe.
So it was easier for us to get to school because I don't think a bus. Probably now, but I don't think the bus for Carver used to come that far.
Oh, okay. I got you.
think so.
I got
And
you.
the Carver bus go out east now.
It does?
Yeah.
And then my father had to be at work early, so he couldn't drop us off.
So Monroe was convenient.
So we walk to school, walk home from school.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, that was transportation.
And so you started at the Maybe. What grade was you in?
I started playing football 4th grade.
Fourth grade?
4th grade.
Okay, let me ask you this. When did you realize you was that dude?
Honestly, man, I really probably college.
Dang.
Yeah.
Come on, Ardell. No, come on, bro.
Probably
Seriously?
College. Yeah. When I hear people talk, but like high school, like there was some dogs in high school.
That's a fact.
Man.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I mean, not just in Tulsa, not just McLean Central, Booker T. Edison. You talking about Oklahoma City, Douglas,
yeah.
John
Marshall,
JM, Carl Albert. There was some dogs out
you.
there. So you would always think compete, but like as a freshman at Booker T, like you going to you at Monroe or you at Carver and you watching like Garrick McGee, Deshane Reed, Demond Sampson, LaRon Rogers. LaRon Rogers was running that rock like Deshane Reed. I don't know if y'all remember Deshane Reed.
I know her that name.
Deshane Reed used to run that ball, man. He was big, he was powerful, and he was strong. So watching guys at Booker T, that was like, man, we going to Booker T. Nothing against McLean or Central because they had some dogs over there too. However, Booker T is like, even like as a young kid, they would cover Booker T more.
Facts.
It was more coverage. So, and I look at some guys when they look at OU, OSU. At the time, OSU wasn't winning as much. They were always covering OU. Yeah, I can understand why some of these kids want to go to those certain schools because you saw them on TV all the time.
I got you.
However, that wasn't like, hey, we're going to Booker T. Like my mother went to Booker T. My father went to Booker T. My aunts, uncles, they all went to Booker T. McLean wasn't an option for me because it was always, like Carver, Booker T.
Exactly.
Carver, Booker T. And then when I got to Monroe, I had thought about going to McLean, but my father was like, "Nah, you got to, we're going to Booker T." And it wasn't like, "Hey, I'm going to McLean, I'm not going to Booker T." It was just, it was kind of like Monroe fed into McLean, Gilchrist fed into McLean, Carver fed into Booker T. So and like Patrick Henry would feed into Edison back in the day. Yeah. So. But Booker T was where that's where it was, and watching Dumas grow up.
Right. Speaking of Dumas, though, when did you transition to the basketball player too, though?
Well, basketball was always been my love, man. It's kind of like my first love.
So you sound like Robbie.
Everybody first.
Yeah. Man, I'm a hooper. Yeah. I'm a hoop, man. Like when I see a basketball, it's like, I mean football too, but like basketball. Sometimes as athletes, we feel like we judge football players or we judge your athleticism based on how good you can play basketball.
That's a fact.
If they can dunk or not.
You're right, though. Your game. Some guys probably don't have the handles, but they can shoot it and they understand basketball, setting the screens, rolling off the screens, alley-oop, understand like, trapping in certain defenses or whatever. They understand the knowledge of basketball. They probably don't have the quickness or the athleticism as others, but they understand it. But we always say, if they can play basketball pretty good, they were pretty good at it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So you in 95, right? You played with Ryan, Eton.
Yes.
Lockett.
Okay.
At that time in your era, it was your 95 team, right?
That we won state?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you
senior.
Did you realize at that time how great y'all was, and did you realize, man, I'm going to get drafted first round. Eton's going to be drafted. Ryan's going to be drafted. Lockett, did you realize, like, at that time, you know what I mean?
Sorry, bro, no.
You didn't?
No. Not at all, man. Not at all. I mean, I just think that, like over the years, like, you see guys growing up, and like, it was hard for us to win state. Like, and when we had Landis Williams, Romeo, Odell Stokes. I mean, we had some trees at Booker T, and we probably should have wiped the table
with everybody. Yeah.
But, it's chemistry with teams. It's not just because you're big or not just because you're athletic. It's chemistry inside of the team or inside of each player to understand that, you can communicate well. That's, the guys that win the championships, the guys that win football games or basketball games, the guys that have good seasons, make it to the playoffs, probably win it, whether it be high school, college or league.
Right.
It's good chemistry, man.
That's a fact.
It's got to be good chemistry. So we had it. We just we young. We're not realizing that we can abuse people, not physically abuse them. However, like we can really jump out there and make it easy, but we battle with just not understanding that if we just we came together, we played with the chemistry and listened to the coach, like, you know, set the screen, make sure we get the rebound, block out. You know, you're not blocking out, but you know, we got bigger guys and we're not blocking out because we feel like we can jump over everybody. We feel like we're faster than everybody.
We're going to athlete everybody.
Exactly. But take the athleticism and tie it into the coaching and tie it into the knowledge and I mean, it start clicking a lot faster.
I got you.
But it clicked with us, you know. And I thought when I left in '95, you still got Eton, Derek, Tiger, Highshaw,
Marcus Hill.
You still got some
Antonio.
ballers.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and
they still talk about when they got beat by John. Was it John? Yeah, John Marshall.
Tony Hurd.
That was
Tony Hurd and
Joe.
They still talking noise about that.
To that day. Joe don't let us live with that.
I know,
They said they got rent houses on Peoria.
See, I played with Joe at State.
Yeah, for sure.
Take
us. When did you start getting recruited? And was it football first, or was it basketball?
It was all football.
Okay.
It was all football. Some school, my senior.
What grade was you?
Like sophomore year, they start sending like questionnaires and stuff like that. I always tell the high school kids, you really don't get your scholarship till your junior year.
That's a fact.
You know, because
the real ones.
Because you come in like your sophomore year, you can ball out your sophomore year, but you got 2 years left.
Mm-hmm.
Your junior year, it's like, okay, we like this guy, we've seen what he can do. We just need him to get through 1 year.
Yeah.
As a senior,
That's a
and
fact.
then he's coming to us.
That's a
you know,
fact.
if he chooses to go to that university. But like our sophomore year, junior, I thought they were going to run the table, man. But I was telling kids about like your junior year. I'm not saying don't play until your junior year. It's not
no. We know what you mean.
I'm saying put in the work, but understand your junior year is when they really start.
And I'm glad you said that because RW, it's a lot of kids right now. If they're not
Parents
playing
too,
their
though.
freshman year, parents too. If they're not playing their freshman year or sophomore year and not getting offers, they want to leave, transfer, mad at the coach. And I'm glad coming from one of the best, like your junior and senior year really count. And I'm glad you touched on that, bro.
You got to buy into the program.
That's a fact.
Even coming out here, there are rules set that we have to follow.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And everybody understand the rules. You just got to buy into the program, buy into the rules. If you buy into the program, then that means you're going to buy into the program. We've all had coaches that we felt like that we didn't like or that we felt like the coach didn't like us.
Yeah, for sure.
However, you got to see the bigger picture, man.
Yeah,
it's a bigger picture down the road. So maybe this coach doesn't like you, but I'm not walking away from something that I want to do because of one guy who doesn't like me. What about my teammates that like me? What about the other coaches that like me? What about the place where I am that I do like? I just don't like how he talks to me or whatever. Okay, well, how can I adjust and get through that? I don't have to be rude. I don't have to be uncoachable. You just find your lane and stay in your lane. And if he's fussing at you, you gotta say, okay, what am I doing to make him fuss? If you're saying I'm walking too slow, then I'm gonna walk faster when he's around, just so I won't have to hear your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. And I appreciate you touching on that.
Man, for real.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: why OSU?
Yeah.
Man,
what was your top 3 schools, and why did you choose OSU?
Top 3 was probably OU, OSU. Kansas State was in there a little bit. Arkansas was in there a little bit. UCLA was recruiting me hard, but it was, Baylor was on me hard too. Baylor was probably in my top 5.
Okay.
Baylor was probably in my top 5.
Why did you choose OSU?
I felt like, just like I don't know facilities and NCAA codes and what to do, what not to do. All I can take from you recruiting me is how you approach me and how you talk to me and how you treat me and some of the things that, you say to me. My father raised me, my mother raised me, and everybody, community raised you, but my father, spent a lot of time with my father and my mother too, but I live with my father, but he was a no-nonsense type of guy, and like certain things you just kind of recognize as a young man. And it's like, okay, I understand you trying to recruit me, but sometimes the coaches would talk in circles.
That's a
That's
fact.
a
That's
fact.
a fact.
Man,
That's
you
a fact.
confusing
Like I
me
know
now.
you bullshitting.
You confusing me.
Yeah,
now.
that's a fact.
I know I'm young.
Yeah.
And maybe it's me. I'm feeling a certain way and I'm being judgmental. But nah, you talking in circles a little bit. But Gundy, man, Gundy was on me hard. I've always wanted to play for Billy Tubbs, bro. Man, I wanted to play for Billy Tubbs.
Yeah.
So when I was getting recruited at OU, the football coach was Gary Gibbs.
Okay.
Okay.
The head basketball coach, I think, was Tubbs had left, but it was Kelvin Sampson.
Okay.
So my senior year, I was like, look, if I can't play basketball, I'm not even taking a visit.
Damn, for real.
OSU, like, hey.
Any school.
Oh,
You
okay.
told everybody
That was
that.
my senior year.
Okay.
If I couldn't play basketball, you were not a consideration for me. So the only schools, and that's why, you hear about, some people may say, why you didn't go to Michigan? And Michigan sent questionnaires, but look, Michigan's a big state. They got a lot of players in Ann Arbor. They got a lot of players in Detroit and Flint. Some people can play.
Right, that's right.
So it's kind of hard coming way out here unless, I was a blue chip. They were after me. However, it was like, yeah, he's in that area. Like,
I got you.
OU.
So how did how did OU take him when you told him that?
I committed. I did it early. I did it like early.
But OSU was the only one that said, yeah, you could do basketball.
No, you said I could play both.
Oh, they did.
So I went on my visit. I talked to Coach Sampson on my visit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wanting to play both sports. But look, my freshman year, when I was at Oklahoma State, I tried to transfer to OU twice.
Wow.
And Gundy talked me out of it.
I never knew that. Wow.
Why?
I was unhappy with basketball.
For real?
I was unhappy, man. I was
What?
unhappy.
Wow.
Now I'm not coming in. I'm a freshman. I'm playing. I didn't even start my freshman year at
OSU.
OSU. I played a lot. Did a lot of kickoff returns, punt returns, and stuff like that, and like some nickel stuff. But I came to school to play both sports. And when I got to the basketball side,
was some
it
big
was just
bullshit
like
in it.
it was kind of like, well, he a football player. But I got my basketball guys over here, so I'm gonna work with my basketball guys. I'm probably gonna see them more. We're gonna lose him at some point for that.
Oh, God.
And Bob Simmons, my head coach football, Eddie Sutton, my basketball coach, and that's when. So my first year at Oklahoma State was the year after Toothless in Seattle when they made the Final Four with Big Country.
Okay.
Randy
Okay.
Rutherford for them. So that next
Yeah.
year was my freshman year.
Okay.
So Randy Rutherford was gone, Big Country was gone. We still had Keontae Roberts. We had Andre Owens who was playing the point. We had another player out of Arkansas, Pete Peterson. So we had some players. My freshman year, I think we went to the NIT. I think we went to the NIT either my freshman or my sophomore year. My junior year I didn't play because after football season I left to go train for the combine.
Oh, okay.
So, but I was upset that I wasn't. I just felt like I wasn't.
They just was
getting
pushing
a
you
fair
up.
Shot. Yeah.
That's all it was.
And
It
in your
wasn't.
mind, I'm a hooper.
It was right.
I'm a hooper.
I'm
better than these
over
dudes.
here. Like so for Allstate, my senior year, I was down at Allstate for football. No, they asked me before. They were like, "Hey,"
Football or basketball?
they said football or basketball.
You chose basketball.
I chose football.
Oh, okay.
Now you can play both.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
God.
See, I wanted to play both,
I got
but
you.
that was unheard of then. But now you can play both.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your biggest adjustment from Booker T to OSU? Was it not being the man like your freshman year, the weight program?
I think it was the training of it because there was no. I mean, we worked out. We worked out.
Yeah.
You get to college,
It's a different work.
training. I think college might be a little bit harder than the league.
That's what a lot of they be saying.
Yeah, because the league is like you got older guys and like these guys are seasoned, so they don't need all of that.
Yeah.
Some of these young dudes, you need it in college. Like they'll try to run you out of college. They're not running you out of the league because it's a contract.
Yeah.
They'll run you out of college, but I think the biggest adjustment was just the training and tying in like school
Oh,
with
okay.
the
Training. I got
And
you.
really being on your own, too.
Yeah, like growing up, my father, you had to be independent too.
Yeah.
I got you.
If your clothes in the dryer, you take them out at the dryer, put them on top of the dryer. He not even bringing up there to you, come get them.
I got
But no, we But yeah, it's just like waking up, going to study hall. Like you study hall from 6 to 7, then you eat breakfast, then you're in class, and by the time you finish with night meetings, it's 7 o'clock. That's a 12-hour, 14-hour day in school, and then all your other classmates that's not a part of sports, and they lounging around the dorm in the house shoes and stuff, and it's like, damn, we finna go right over here to film, and they finna go upstairs and watch a movie. Or
I got you.
Whatever.
So you said earlier that you realized you was RW in college. What year did you realize, like, man, I'm freshman, sophomore, junior year, did you realize, like...
Okay, so my freshman year, our first game of the season, O State against Nebraska in Stillwater. Tommy Frazier.
What was the running back? Did they have a running back there?
Phillips. The D-line that they had, them guys. They beat us 64-21. But I had like 5 kickoff returns for like 125. And like the next day, we knew we was gonna get smashed. They ended up, that was the year Florida was good, and y'all thought Florida was gonna take it all away, and they was finna bang those boys out. Man, Nebraska went down there and spanked them.
They did. I remember that.
So the next day, Coach Gundy came. We was getting ready to go to lunch. We was at lunch or either dinner or something after the meetings or whatever. It was after we watched the game meetings, and he was like, 5 for 25. He was like, a couple more of those, you might be in the top 25 in the country. And I was like, damn, we in college now. It is ranked. Not like it. I mean,
no.
Coming from high school, there are no rankings like that. These are national rankings. Like it matters to a certain group of people. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. So now, and me, I'm at this point, I'm like, man, I'm trying to lead the league and kick off return.
So that was your mindset.
That was my mindset. Like, shoot, that's what I'm getting right now. Like, I'll get a couple nickel plays. I probably played about 15, 20 snaps that game. But shoot, Tommy Frazier, Lawrence Phillips. Oh, sorry.
No, you good. You good.
Lawrence Phillips, all that, man. Shoot, man, they coming downhill. And like Nebraska was the powerhouse at the time. So my freshman year, national TV, ESPN game in college, I'm like, man, I'm from Booker T. We can beat them.
Facts.
We can beat them. I know how good they are. I'm looking like how good we are, not really understanding like, we kind of going through a rebuilding mode, whatever. But we got
this
some
episode is brought to you by the Smith Family Agency.
Man.
It's
Some big, strong
and make sure you have the right insurance coverage on your home. Dudes
making plays. I'm like, come on.
They also have the best prices for insurance in Oklahoma. Call my guy Brian Smith with questions.
Third, fourth kickoff.
He will give you a quick quote. We trust him to always do the right things for you and your family.
I'm trying to get to the
Call
end.
Smith
we
Family
can't
Agency.
I'm trying to get as close as I can.
417
At least I'll be able to see this
7400.
That's for and my people back home.
But high school you don't get that. College you do.
Okay. We're going to take a small little break. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talk of the Town 918. We got a legend in the building outside on Greenwood, North Tulsa. Okay, we back here with RW McQuarters, a town legend. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talk of the Town, the 918 edition. So RW, at what point did they come to you and say, we want you to play wide receiver too, and how was that process?
Well, in high school, I was playing running back, wide receiver, DB, punt returner, kick returner. So when I got to college, it was like, is he a wide receiver or is he DB? Everybody sort of expected me to be a DB. But I was playing wide receiver at Booker T also.
Right.
But they said, you're a good athlete, so we want to use you on offense if we can. So when I got to college, halfway through practice, we probably had about 15 to 20 periods at like 10 minutes a session. So hour and 50 minutes at 10 minutes a pop. Halfway through practice, like right before the special teams period, because then I think I would get. Now that I think about it, you know what? It was always before the special teams period, because I can get a little break.
Okay.
But I would go over from defense to offense, and all the plays that they had drawn up for me, I would run them back to back. All 10 plays. Like for that 10 minutes or 8 minutes, they would run me every snap.
So they had a special period for the RW period.
It was RW period. I don't know if they probably called it that.
Yeah.
But it probably was, because they'll bring me over, and then let's say the first snap, I'm running a go route. Second snap, I might run a post. Third snap might be a reverse. Fourth snap might be a reverse pass. Fifth snap might be a double reverse. Just whatever plays they would work on that they would try to use.
Okay, yeah.
For that week, or some of those plays we didn't use, but you still work on them because you might use it later on. After that, they sent me back to defense, and then I was back to special teams, period, defense. So I was back on that side of the ball.
I got you. How many offensive touchdowns did you score in your career at OSU? Do you remember? No, you don't. But you did score on offense, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Probably 10 or 12, maybe.
Okay. So your junior year, you come out.
Yes.
Junior year, you come out.
Yes.
What led up to that? Like, I know your dad, I'm sure, influenced Gundy and your teammates and all that, but
no, Gundy was gone. Gundy recruited me after my freshman year. Gundy left. He was going to Baylor, so I had completely different coaches.
Okay.
So that was another thing about college, man. It's like my son was getting old. I was like, look, man, they all gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They all gonna lie to you. They just trying to get you in the door. Hopefully you'll stay. Now you got NIL, so it changes a little bit, but you know, recruiters, they doing their job. Their job is to recruit you. So whatever they need to do to get you in that door is what they're trying to do. However, please understand, like, these coaches can be gone the next day. They can be gone the next year.
That's a fact.
So I know the coach is recruiting you, but look at the big picture, like at the school, maybe the distance where it is from home, your teammates, your supporting cast that you may have in that area. You know, check all of that out. You know, I didn't see that. Like, I'm looking at OUSU and it's down the street, but still, you still got to have that even if it's down the street. Even if you go to TU, you still got to have the same thing, a supporting cast. And
so what was your supporting cast going into the draft? Like, what made you decide I'm gone? Was it?
Yeah. So my junior year, we start off the season 6-0. We get to Missouri. We go to double overtime against Missouri. We lose. We were like top. I don't think we made the top 10 that year. Maybe we was like 12. That's the highest. But we had a bye week. We were sitting at 6-0, and we had a bye week, and some teams lost, so we moved up 2 slots just on the bye week. So I think we ended up getting like, I want to say 10 or 12, somewhere in that neighborhood. This is my junior year at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And USA Today paper came out and it had circle of undefeateds, and we were in there. And next week, Missouri at home, double overtime against Missouri. They beat us. Missouri beat us in double overtime. Man, it killed us. Boy, that hurt. The next week, week 8, we go to Texas A&M in College Station. Double overtime, and they beat us. So now we're at 6-2. We're nowhere in the top 25. But by this time, I got like agent, like the scouts that work for the agent.
Calling.
They calling. This shit is new to me. It's scary to me, and I'm like,
oh, you bullshitting me, really?
Right. And I'm like, man, I got one more year. I'm trying to go, one more year. I want to play basketball at the end of the year. So they kept recruiting me, and then the agent, Tom Condon, who was Peyton Manning's agent, he worked for International Management Group, IMG, and at that time they represented Holyfield, Serena Williams, Pete Sampras was one of their clients. So I'm like, okay, this might be a good agency. He said, look, I got 4 or 5 GMs they're GMs in the league right now. I can call them, cause what's the college guy that does all the rankings?
Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper had me the 13th cornerback that year.
Before the season or during the season?
Like during the season, but like towards draft time, getting ready for draft, and you ranking players. Sorry. He had me at the 13th corner. So Tom Condon called, I guess, a couple of his guys he knew was the GM, because he got clients in the league still already. And they all said 1 or 2, first or second round. So he was like, yeah. He said, I talked to 4 or 5 of them. They all were like first or second round. I think it was one guy that said maybe like 2 to 3, like second or third round. But at this time, I'm like, man, I don't understand. I'm understanding first, second, third round and so forth, but I'm not understanding the level of money.
That's a fact.
You just looking
Each
at it,
slot.
I'm finna go to the NFL.
I'm thinking third round, I'm good.
Yeah.
If I can get to the third, I'm good. You know, just kind of like, man, it's like some dogs out there, and I'm at Old State, so I'm like,
shit.
I hadn't played against Alabama. I hadn't played against Florida State.
Yeah.
You know, want to, but you know, I'm ranking lower because I am at Oklahoma State versus those guys. But they said 1 or 2 after that. It was home from there. I got to the combine. I was like, man, there's some cats in here that's like somebody drew them out on the paper and cut it out and said, make him. I mean, just like swole, like 6'2", you know what I'm saying? Long arms as a corner, as a wide receiver, you might be a bigger guy. As a running back, you cut up, shoulders, thighs. I'm like, man, these dudes, like, I ain't hit nobody like that. I don't think yet.
What did you run?
I did,
what was your 40 or 40 at the combine?
I ran a 4.4 at the combine. Yeah. So I get to the combine. I'm doing all the. I didn't do all the DB drills. I did half of the DB drills. They came over there and they was like, hey man, we just want you to run a couple of routes for us.
Routes.
With the wide receivers, right?
Uh-huh.
At the combine. I'm here as a DB.
Yeah, no.
They said, we want you to run a couple routes. I said, all right. They took me through the whole route tree.
No.
They took me through the whole route tree.
You must have killed that shit.
I had just ran a 40, but I still had to do the vertical jump. I had to do my L drill, the cone L drill, and I had to do the standing broad jump. There was a couple other stuff I had to do for the DB side, for the DB portion. They took me through the whole route tree, brother. I dropped one ball. It was probably like 40-something passes, but I dropped one ball. Pissed me off. But I only dropped one.
But after the combine, did your agent say something to you like, hey, yeah,
You killed them.
I moved up. They were all. I think one of the things that got me to move up was the wide receiver stuff.
I got you.
Because I think it might have been like one other tight end guy or one other D end or linebacker that did like the tight end drills or whatever. You had a couple defense guys that probably do that, but it wasn't like the route tree, like the wide receiver. I went through the whole route tree, bro. After the 40, you know.
Drive day. Describe that to us.
So we were at the Marriott, and you know, just kind of watching the graph again. Another experience of mine that I hadn't experienced, so I'm going through that again, and I'm just taking it all in, and I'm like, man, this is why I didn't want to do no party. What if I don't go on the first round? Second round. What if I don't go at all? You know what I mean? What if I don't go at all?
Yeah.
You know, the people there, we read the names, and you know, some of your family members, they don't understand. They say, "What are you gonna call your name?" Like, I don't know. Like, said I don't know, but so we were at like 25 because I was at 28. This might have been like 24, 25. I get a call from the 49ers. I remember doing when I was at the combine, the 49ers took me through their whole questionnaire, whatever they did. I was in there with them for like 2 hours. And they called me at like 25. They said they were going to call me back. Probably about 30 minutes later, I kept going to the bathroom. They called me back again. They were like, okay, you know, we're thinking about taking you. And at that time, I think they had slid down or something, or they were moving and changing another second round pick or whatever. They're kind of moving some stuff around. So finally, Mariucci called me. I was in the bathroom, and he was like, congratulations, welcome to the 49ers, right? He told me this on the phone. As I'm walking out of the bathroom to walk to the living room at the hotel, or the little room that we had on the TV, Paul Tagliabue was the commissioner at the time.
Right.
Paul Tagliabue was walking up to the podium, and he said, for the 28th pick, the San Francisco 49ers select R.W. McQuarters at Oklahoma State.
Crazy.
So I had just found out literally like 5 seconds.
And you didn't, when you came in the room, you didn't tell
I
nobody.
didn't say anything.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Emotional night
It was
for
a
you.
fun time, man. But you know, that was all good. But I went to camp late. I went to camp like a week and a half late.
Because of contract situation?
Yeah, man. But I got to camp, man. It was like rookie first round. So what? Like,
But that's what
it was all cool on the phone.
Oh,
It was good on
same
the phone.
thing as college again.
Say, man, you get in the room. It's like, okay, you here now. Like, show what you can do now.
See, that leads up to my next question. What was your welcome to the NFL moment as a rookie?
You like, oh my God.
Man, there was a lot of stuff, man. Probably, I don't know. I think, honestly, man, I was my rookie year. I'm in the locker room with Ken Norton Jr., Steve Young, Garrison Hurst. You know, these are some older guys.
Damn, you was out there with them dudes, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
T.O. Terrell Owens, J.J. Stokes that played at UCLA.
Damn, J.J. Stokes was, man.
Jerry Rice. My rookie year was Jerry Rice's year back. Excuse me. You good? Remember when Tampa Bay played the 49ers and they ran a reverse with Jerry Rice?
Right.
Warren Sapp pulled him down from behind. Jerry Rice tore
That's his
his
name.
leg.
Okay.
So that next year was my rookie year. So he was just coming back from surgery, rehab. That was his year. He was out that whole year. That was the first game of the season. And you just out there with all these guys. I mean, you nervous. You think your contract solidifies you, but it really doesn't. So you realizing that when I got to the league, like this, it doesn't matter what I did in college. Nothing mattered.
It's over with.
This is a new era. This is a new team. You know, what have you done for me lately? Show what you can do for us. So it was really just about learning the ways of the old guys.
Right.
Trying not to step on their toes.
Right.
Trying not to do anything outside of the norm. But as far as on the field, like my rookie year, preseason game, we were playing Seattle Seahawks in Canada. And I was out there for a punt return, and I was looking up, and the guy, he didn't stop. Bam, ran right through me. Yeah, he ended up getting a flag or whatever. They were like, "Welcome to the league, rookie." on my teammates were saying,
Damn, for real.
"Welcome to the team, rookie." Like, there you go. So you got to be careful, you know. But I was like, yeah, like college, it doesn't happen like that. In the NFL, it really doesn't happen anymore like that.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Let me ask you this: your first practice, y'all going one-on-ones, and that first one-on-one with Jerry Rice. How was it? Because I know you were a little bit starstruck at the time too, though.
Here's what they say about Jerry Rice: you couldn't press him. He's coming off the knee, so you couldn't bump and run him.
So you really at a disadvantage.
You had to play off, but they were like, "Hey, man, if you breathe on them hard enough, they're gonna put you on a Greyhound home. They're not even gonna fly you home. They're gonna put you on a Greyhound." So nobody's jamming Jerry Rice. Nobody's bumping into him. You really like working on your technique, breaking on the ball.
Geez.
It be time where you think you can get there and get a pick, and you might do that. You like, man, and like finish the play. You like, you told me I was going home if I touch him. I was finished.
Real shit.
That finished the play right there. So. But you know, after a while, Jerry be like, "Man, come on up here and bump." We be like, "Man, you know they told us not to play."
Yeah, exactly,
man. But as a rookie, it's almost like you sometimes like you don't want to let them win. You feel like I'm gonna keep my job if I let them win. But it's not really like that. As you get older, you realize I mean, these guys you grew up watching, you played with on the game, and now you in the locker room with them, and it's like, okay, he coming back from injury, like this is real. You know, he does get hurt, like you know, whatever. And you know, you just trying to be liked in the locker room.
I got you.
You're just trying to be liked in the locker room.
So when I was younger, middle school, high school, like I remember a baseball game. I had to put the Band-Aid underneath my. I wanted to put the what is? I don't know what. I don't.
Nobody.
The cartoon characters and all.
Why'd you do that? I loved it.
It started out in high school.
Okay.
Me and Damon Parker used to do it.
So you and Damon started
Band-Aid under the right eye. I don't know where we got it from. Don't know how it started. That was just the thing. And in high school, you just want a regular Band-Aid. When you get to college, the big Band-Aid didn't look right on TV, you know, so you try to get a smaller one or something that was a little bit more stylish. When I got to the league, they tried to get me to take it off because they came with the Breathe Right strip. So the Breathe Right strip, they used to pay you every game if you wore the Breathe Right strips, which we never did realize. We didn't know if they helped or not, but they probably did.
It looked good though.
But I always did the Band-Aid. I just as I got older, I was like, dang man, we playing on TV, and I can see the Band-Aid if they showing a clip. Probably not every Saturday or every Sunday, but then I started to do like the cartoon
Okay, I got you.
for the kids.
Did you ever get an endorsement for it?
No, man, but when I did the Hello Kitty when I was in New York, man, there was this one guy, he was Asian, and he used to love, like, he loved the fact, like, Hello Kitty was what I chose that year for my daughter.
Okay.
She chose Hello Kitty, so it's Hello Kitty all year long.
I got you.
And he ate that up, man. He loved it, bro.
I got you.
He loved it.
Yeah, because I remember doing baseball. I had it on a baseball.
Man,
You did?
yeah.
Man, because RW.
That's a fact.
I'm telling no
Man,
lie.
they done it
That's a
right
fact.
eye,
But
man.
what's crazy is
Man,
it
they done it
lasted
right
like
eye.
30 seconds. I don't know if I was sweating. I just had to throw it off.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You started with it.
Yeah.
You started with it.
Who was your top 5 receivers that you played against? It could be college, high school, in the league. Give us 5 receivers that you was like, I got to strap up.
Yeah.
Jimmy Schmidt,
Okay.
Jacksonville
Yep.
Jaguars.
Yep. Number 82.
Yep. Isaac Bruce,
Route runner.
Oh, shit. Greatest show on turf.
Marvin Harrison coming out those breaks too, man.
Yeah. You played against some guys.
2 more.
Gotta go Randy.
Okay. Moss.
And man, you know, in San Fran I had.
It could have been a teammate. It could be a teammate.
I gotta say it, man. I'm gonna say it to this day, but Sonoris Moss.
Oh, okay. Washington. Was it Washington at
No,
the
he
time?
was at New York.
New York. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Santana Moss.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Santana Moss was in
yeah.
DC. We had Sonoris Moss.
He was nice.
This episode
He
is
just-
brought to you by O'Reilly's Auto
Sonoris
Parts.
Moss.
Find the right
Like,
auto
in the
parts,
slot, and
tools,
you tired.
and supplies for your vehicle at O'Reilly's.
Forget about it.
Anytime
You
you
talking
need
about
parts
tat-tat?
for your car, visit
Talking about that tat-tat where they-
4734 North
And
Peoria
they come out to
Ave,
break real
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
fast. Morris gave you
The
the
store hours are Monday through
goddamn
Saturday, 7:30
Snow
a.m. to 8 p.m.
But
And Sunday, 9
I mean,
a.m. to
just
7
any, I
p.m.
mean, like
For your better parts, better prices.
that was.
visit
You said
O'Reilly's Auto
teammates, right?
Parts.
That you'll stress out covering Sonoris Moss in practice. It'll stress you out.
I got you.
Hey, we're going to take a quick little break. When we get up, we're going to finish out our interview with RW. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Talk of the Town, 918 edition. We back again with our guy RW McQuarters. So you had the opportunity to play in the Super Bowl. How was that experience?
It was good, man. You know, especially leading up to it. I think the run in the the playoffs was it was sort of like
You had a pick though, didn't you?
I had a pick in all 3 playoff games. All 3 playoff games. Yeah, we played Tampa Bay the first round in Tampa. Jeff Garcia. Second round we played Dallas at the old stadium. The third week we played Green Bay in Green Bay. So all 3 of our playoff games were on the road. But man, it was a blast, man. It's just the excitement of it. And I think later on, like the parade, we really had fun at the parade. But the parade, I think you're still in the moment after the game.
Right.
But you know, Tuesday is usually the parade. It's that's when you really felt it.
And I think I remember seeing you on 106 in Park.
Yeah, it was on 106 in Park doing that stretch. Doing that stretch. All the DBs were up there.
I remember that.
Well,
With the Band-Aid, right?
With the Band-Aid, yeah.
So fat.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then, it was just a good time. It was a good run. Coach Coughlin, that year we were 10-6. I think we lost every game at home.
Damn.
Well, we won 2 games at home.
Okay.
But we couldn't win at home. But we won on the road for whatever reason. And we had good chemistry, man. Steve Spagnuolo, who's the defense coordinator now with the Kansas City Chiefs, he was our defense coordinator.
Sure was.
And we
He
basically
sure was.
ran the Chicago Bears 46 defense, man.
Oh, gosh.
Just with a little tweak here, a little tweak there, but that was basically what it was. But yeah, man, it was a good run. It was a good stretch. And they went back 4 years later to win it,
I got you. Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So give us your top 5, top 6 Tulsa athletes. They could be football, basketball. Just give us 5 or 6 names like in your era.
Let me see. Demond Parker was a good athlete.
Demond
was fast. Demond had he had a little bit of Barry Sanders-ish stuff. Mine was nice though. Man.
Yeah, he was.
Mine was nice, man. My era, we had.
Could be basketball or football.
Brandon Lloyd was good in basketball.
Memorial. Oh,
Yeah,
he
Brandon
had a
Lloyd was
strap.
good.
Bucket, yeah, a strap.
Actually, Justin Fuente was pretty decent
Okay.
at quarterback.
He sure was.
Yeah, he went to Union.
Yeah,
Yep,
he
yep.
sure
Pretty
was.
good.
Okay. Give us two more.
Oklahoma City Douglas had a guy. I can't think of his name, man.
Did he play basketball and
He
football?
played football and basketball. I think he played running back.
Not Reggie Tate.
Nah,
he went to John Marshall.
John Marshall. Reggie Tate went to John Marshall.
I can't think of this guy's name, man. He was good at John Marshall. I mean, like Meacham, that's not my era.
Now you can name a couple
Felix-
from a couple from them. You can name. Give us two from the younger generation to go along with your old school.
You gotta go Prentice and Meacham. See, I never saw Prentice play high school.
Oh, you did? You just seen him at Old State?
I just saw him at Old State.
Gotcha.
I just saw him at Old State. I wish he would have stayed at Old State though. Man.
Yeah. So you Prentice and Robbie. That's crazy.
Prentice,
you know what's crazy?
Robbie.
They name you though.
Yeah.
They name you. Them two name you.
But that's the top three, the dual sport athletes of all time ever come through.
and Hump. You gotta put Hump.
Yeah,
in
and
there.
Hump.
Hump too.
Yeah.
But like when you go in the gym, like when I go in the gym, like there are some guys, like Prentice gonna make you work, Meacham gonna make you work, shit, Rod Thompson gonna make you work. Man, you know, like Shea was good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you who was good too, man. McLean. He was left-handed. He was like 93 though. Played basketball. He was left-handed. I can't think his name, but yeah, he was good, man.
Gotcha.
There was just some good players, man, all the way around that you didn't realize how good they were until you got older.
That's a fact.
I'm gonna bring up a name to you, one name,
Okay.
and I want you to tell me what that person meant to you.
Okay.
The late great Nate Harris.
Nate Harris, Coach Harris. Man, Coach Harris was a player's coach. Coach Harris didn't rule with arm fists. I mean, he was tough on you, but Coach Harris let you be yourself. Coach Harris let you play basketball. I remember Oklahoma State, we were playing OU in Norman. Corey Brewer, basketball player, played basketball, Corey Brewer. Well, we get into one of the elbows down and back a couple times, and one time he called me and I squared up on the court, man. Squared up on the court. And Coach Sutton took me out, and they left Corey Brewer in. And the next time I saw Coach Harris, he said, "Why did Coach Sutton take you out?" He was like, "They didn't take Corey Brewer out." I said, "Exactly."
I got you.
So he was
one. Okay.
Yeah, he was like that.
Hey, RW, man, we really, like we're in the presence of a legend, a GOAT, and it's not just in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's around, everybody in the world know, like, RW McQuarters, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And he's out here cooking, that's why he's sweating, got his
Get
you know what I
barbecue.
mean?
Yeah,
Barbecue.
yeah.
But one last thing, RW, a message to the youth. If you could give one message to the youth, and I know you got kids, like, imagine your kids sitting there, if you could just sit there and talk to them, one message to the youth.
Sit down. No.
That's a fact, though. They're doing too much, though.
No, I say, man, and you call it cliche, call it away from whatever this interview was supposed to be. First of all, man, respect your elders, man. Respect your elders. And I've been on 3 USO tours, all through with the NFL. You know, been to Dubai, Thumb Right, Oman, Abu Dhabi, Singapore. Just traveling and seeing the troops that away from Tulsa, away from the United States, that are like way over here, like you don't know where they are. And when I got back from all 3 of those tours, one thing that I realized, the soldiers preach, soldier commanders, you know, just make a difference. The reason why we're here is struggle. So they say we these other countries struggle. So try to make a difference. And the difference could be negative or positive, but obviously, you know, you want to be positive. You know, try to make a difference. Respect your elders. You know, if you see somebody in need, help out.
Appreciate you, RW.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
fun.
brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, bro.